Moment of silence for the champions, for those who make going hard a lifestyle. Never wait for nothing, gotta get it right now. I'm in the spotlight when they turn the lights down. Only a champ swing the hardest in the 12th round. I love the fourth quarter, I love the ninth inning, I love game 7. Bring on the competition, cause in my heart, can't nobody do it better. Can't slow me down, won't stop me, never. I'm so Cassius Clay, I'm Tyson in his prime.
Yep. We are back. Welcome everybody to the Pressure Podcast. This is a Saturday night edition. Let's get it.
Give me a hell yeah!
Tonight we will cover the N3A. We will recap the conference finals, and we will also dive into the QFL as well. For those who don't know, the N3A is what I call the NBA, and the QFL is what I call the NFL. So, without further ado, we are live from our studio in Orlando, Florida. It's your boy King Cole.
LeBron! Finish him!
Rated M for millennials.
What up? How y'all doing?
It's Savage Saturdays. The Knicks have been eliminated. My Knicks are going home. The NBA Finals is set. It's Indy versus OKC. And is there a new threat in the QFL? So let's get to the game that just ended, which is the N3A's Indiana Pacers. Eliminated my Knicks 125 to 108. The Pacers advanced to the NBA Finals for the second time in their franchise history, believe it or not. And Siakam is named the Eastern Conference Finals MVP.
What the fuck?
He receives a Larry Bird trophy over Halliburton. A lot of people are
What the fuck?
And I'm like,
Be cool, nigga.
because it's true. F Siakam and F Halliburton, but Siakam is the reason why they won this series. What went right for Indiana?
Well, if I had to choose, I still would have gave it to Halliburton, but Siakam did come up big in the big moments, and in big games. And I think also, even in that game where they were struggling, he played pretty well, and Halliburton was nowhere to be found. So I think that was the reason why he wasn't able to get the MVP. What went well with them is the bench, and not turning the ball over. Every time we spoke about this already, every game that's going on this series, the turnover ratio wins. Whoever doesn't turn the ball over wins. So that was big. And then again, for some reason, I don't know why the Knicks kept playing inconsistent defensively. Like there was moments and glimpses of greatness defensively, but then there was like lapses, a lot of lapses, letting them go on fast break, letting them score as soon as they scored, that's just inexcusable. Thought they shot the ball super well tonight. The bench played super well tonight, and their X factor showed up, which was Nembhard. I think he hit some big shots down the stretch as well.
I don't really think anybody really hit big shots.
Well,
they all took turns.
When New York would made that run in fourth quarter, Nembhard hit 2 back-to-back. So I felt like those were big points because I felt like New York was starting to get the momentum back a little bit.
Maybe, but I saw the same. The second half was the Knicks would make a run and the Pacers would answer, and then the Knicks would make a run and the Pacers would answer. And as long as that kept happening, I didn't think the Knicks were going to come back and win.
But again, I think it came down to the turnovers.
That's exactly what it came down to.
In every series.
That's what went right for Indiana. The fact that they won the turnover battle more often than not, even though they lost the rebound battle every game.
Yeah, exactly.
They were actually losing the free throw and foul trouble battle as well. So the Knicks were in danger of turning this into a 7-game series. But
they didn't shoot well.
Well, the thing is that Indiana also, to me, it's not that the bench helped out a lot. It's just that they have a lot more shooters than we do. They have like at least 8, 9 shooters that could actually shoot from three. We only have maybe 5.
But Cat Dog, he was mediocre to me. I think he was better in the second half, but he did not show up the first half. He was like 2 for 9, I believe, when I seen. And Jalen Brunson, what was it? 19 points and 7 assists.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that ain't gonna be enough.
he had like 5 turnovers.
Again, that also hurt them. But then the free throw line, I looked at the free throw line. They missed 9 free throws.
Yeah.
So that was another thing that probably hurt them because I felt like, when they were making those runs, had they put a little more pressure on them offensively, they might have made Indiana mess up a little bit more and actually got back into the game. But for some reason, they just Cat missed like four free throws in the fourth quarter. And Obi Toppin came to play in this game. He had 18 points. So that was big. Bryant, I didn't think Bryant was going to be an X factor or anything in this game, and he had 11 points off the bench. So, yeah, man, that was – and they shot the ball, like I said, they shot the ball extremely well, 17 of 33 from three-point. They only turned the ball over 13 times. They took care of the ball. New York didn't, and to me, that's the reason. That's the main reason why.
13's still a lot.
New York.
13's still a lot. They usually average 9.
13 is still a lot.
13 is still a lot, and I don't think they got any. I don't think they had.
But they shot the ball very well.
1 turnover in the fourth quarter. That was a big difference there because they were turning the ball over a lot before the fourth quarter.
Did not notice that.
That's what kept the Knicks around. But the Knicks kept turning the ball over again to return the favor. So I think turnovers killed the Knicks. I think also the fact that we just don't have as many shooters as they do. They just have way more shooters. We replaced Randall with Karl Anthony Towns, which are both 40% from 3, respectively. But we never replaced DiVincenzo.
0 for 4 tonight.
That's going to happen, but the thing is that we never replaced DiVincenzo. We don't have somebody else out there that's saying a 40% from 3, and that is what you need in this tournament to beat teams like the Pacers that can shoot the 3. You don't need it to win the championship, but if you're going to beat a team that prides themselves in shooting 3s, you might have to have some 3-point weapons to deploy against them just in case they're on a good shooting night.
But that's crazy because this is what you told me would win. I mean, they basically all are in double digits. I just the free throws and Indy. I just think Indy just shot the ball better.
They got more shooters.
I think
they got more shooters. Bryant apparently can shoot. Neymar, Naismith,
I
Siakam, Miles
would've liked
Turner, Halliburton. That's 7 right there.
I would have liked it if Jalen Brunson shot the ball a little bit better though. Like he shot the ball super efficient the last game, and in this game he was just good. He wasn't great, and he needed to be great in this game.
Yeah, but he can't be great with 5 turnovers. He had 5 turnovers of his own, trying to make something out of nothing. And I get it, you're trying to force the issue, but sometimes you got to be patient.
I feel like Anunoby had it going. I would have gave him the ball a little bit more.
He did have it going, but once again, the turnovers just kept killing us. Everybody was turning the ball over. Cat turned the ball over a few times. Mitchell Robinson turned the ball over a few times. Josh Hart. So we just couldn't take care of the ball, and on the road, that's just going to be a nail in the coffin right there. So that's what went wrong for the Knicks. They just turned the ball over too much, and they just don't have enough shooting to beat the Indiana Pacers.
But shout out to them because they fought in this game. This game, it looked like it was a blowout, but it really wasn't.
I'm not too low because I didn't expect the Knicks to get this far in the first place. I'm glad that they did. I'm glad that we got to build on what we've been building the last few years. I think we should just run it back and just add more to add more depth, more shooting, and more defense if possible.
What you think about if you can get Giannis? Somebody was telling me.
No,
like that.
It's going to cost too much. I just don't want to fuck up the nucleus. We have too many good players around. I'd rather just continue with what we have now and then build with that, build around that. To me, that'd be the best thing to do.
Your defense looks different to me than it did last year. I don't know why. I don't know why. It's pretty much the same players.
What?
I would say maybe DiVincenzo probably changed that around a lot defensively.
No, not defensively. It's shooting wise. We lost the shooter there. We never replaced him. Basically, you could say Shams is Grimes. You could say
Yeah, but you guys aren't. Cause I in this series, I haven't seen you guys be consistent defensively. It's like spurts.
Well, the reason we adjusted defensively was because we can't shoot like they can. So we had to do it different. We had to switch up our methods. And believe it or not, it was actually working. It's just that the turnovers killed it.
You guys couldn't play at their speed.
No, it has nothing to do with that because we actually could play with their speed because we actually have and we actually outplayed them in their speed.
I think that's why you guys were turning the ball over because you guys were like.
No. It had nothing to do with their speed because even when the game was slow, we were still turning the ball over. Don't give them that excuse.
Hey, hats off to them. They did play some defense in this series as well. I mean, there was moments where they did have their deflections, and you got to give them credit for that. So.
Yeah, no. They just, the Pacers played good defense. They tried the best they can. They never had a lazy body there, and you got to give them credit for that. But the thing is that the Knicks didn't see the coverage is very good, and they were making pretty ugly passes that they shouldn't have attempted and ended up in turnovers. And that's what really killed it because the Knicks were actually good defensively. This game was low scoring at one point until the turnovers kept piling up. Because we only had like 5 turnovers in the first quarter. No, by the second quarter, and then all of a sudden by the third quarter we're up at 13 or 14.
58-54 at the half, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was pretty.
The defense was working.
That's decent.
The defense was working. It was just the turnovers.
That's a pretty normal game. 58, especially for now this NBA. But yeah, hats off to Indiana. Good luck. You're gonna need it. Halliburton can't have none of those games that he's having, where he scores 8 points. That can't happen again in the next series. If that happens, they'll get swept.
The thing is, Siakam is he's a made man.
Yeah.
He's a made man. I have the Grant family right here, and we had SGA in there already, and we had Siakam in there. We're gonna take CP3 out, and I think Uncle Drew is out of there. Uncle Drew is out of there for now. And on the other side, Ant-Man, Dame Dollar, JB, De'Aaron Fox, Drew Holiday. I think De'Aaron Fox is gonna have to get out of there, and Jamal Murray's gonna have to get out of there. And Damian Lillard, you're on the fringe of getting out of there. We're gonna have to add some new capos, but Siakam, hey, we called it a long time ago. He's a made man. He proved he's a made man. He's a conference final MVP. A lot of people are shaming Adam Silver in the NBA
And
on
he's
Twitter.
a champion.
They say Halliburton should have won the Eastern Playoff MVP. Halliburton was the only thing Halliburton is known for was winning game 1, stealing game 1, and it wasn't even really him. He was just one hit that last shot.
No, the triple double at home was insane with no turnovers. That was incredible. But the problem is he went back to New York and had an 8-point game. You can't do that.
Yeah, but that was
if you were trying, yeah, I get it. It's a blowout, but he wasn't even being aggressive. Like Pascal was aggressive the whole series, as opposed to Halliburton. Halliburton was more like, let me get these guys going type shit, which he does, and I get it. But at the same time, you can't have 8 points and expect to win the MVP. There's no way, bro.
I mean,
we gotta talk consistency.
But you're proving my point.
If
Siakam was
no. I'm not fighting with you. I'm talking about the people that are saying. I'm talking about the ones that are saying that Halliburton should have won. He wasn't consistent. He just wasn't consistent.
Yeah.
Wasn't consistent enough. If he would have had one of those games, the last game, where he would have had 20 points or 25, then in this game he would have had 25, almost 30, then he would have won. But he was just too inconsistent. Even in this game, he wasn't great in the first half. He was 3 of 9. So stop the bullshit. Siakam has been consistent the whole season.
Stop that sass, nigga.
Nothing else to say.
Halliburton was good, don't get me wrong, but the only game he really truly won for his team was game one.
So it's the same thing that we.
Siakam won 3 out of the other games.
This is the same thing that they said about Jaylen Brown last year. Remember? They said the same shit. They was like, "Oh, Jason Tatum should have won it." No, he wasn't consistent enough. He just wasn't consistent enough. You can't have a game where you have 35 and then have 12. You can't. You just can't do it.
Yeah. So Monday we will make our NBA Finals predictions and see where the tables clear up there. Once again, congratulations to the Indiana Pacers and to my New York Knicks. Hang your head high.
Yeah, you guys.
You overachieved. You did farther than you did, and you finally got to the Eastern Conference Finals again.
You fought. You could have gave up in game. You could have gave up in game 5. So hats off to y'all for taking it to game 6. Hey man, some shots they don't fall, they don't go in. You lose. You win. It happens all the time.
Yes. So then I have another topic. Is there a new threat in the QFL that you can think of? Somebody that's up and coming that nobody's talking about that you see, hey, they're building something over here.
Well, I would say that.
Keep your eye on them.
Would the Redskins count?
No. Because everybody sees that coming.
So how about the Buccaneers? Because they just grabbed that other wide receiver from Ohio State. I forget his name. The one that looks just like Smith. Abuka, Agabuka, something like that. It's something like that. So that 3-headed monster, if Godwin's healthy, and I mean, well, Mike Evans is Mike Evans. That guy's, he's not human. So I expect him to have the same year he did last year, and they're gonna take off. Baker Mayfield was amazing last year, in my opinion. He was one mistake. Was that against? I think that was Detroit, right? He was like one mistake from winning that game. So we probably would have saw Tampa Bay versus Washington, but no cigar on that. I think they're up and coming. I think they've always been there. To be honest with you, I think they've always been a piece away. If they can shore up that defensive line, watch out for them this year. I think they have a good coach. Good rapport too. Good rapport on that team as well.
I don't really have a new threat in the QFL. I'm waiting to see what Atlanta and Carolina are going to do.
Atlanta's one I was thinking about, but I want to see some more Michael Penix.
Yeah.
Just to be sure, because we like Michael Penix coming out, and we saw it this year. We saw glimpses this year, but we can't see glimpses now. Now we got to see a little more consistency starting to show up.
The biggest question marks to me this season is Cowboys and Pittsburgh. To me, the up and coming, the new threats that can happen is Carolina, it's Atlanta, and possibly the New York Giants, possibly. But when I mean a new threat, it could also mean the return of some old nemesis, and I think there are two. One is the Vikings, and the other one is the in the NFC, and in the AFC, I've got my eyes on Cleveland, because I know what y'all thinking.
What the fuck?
Cleveland was a playoff team just 2 years ago with Joe Flacco. Y'all remember this, okay? They do have a good roster. They just need to fix that quarterback situation. If any of those quarterbacks they drafted pans out, watch out for Cleveland. Keep your eye on them. They could return to prominence. And as far as in the NFC, nobody's talking about the Vikings because Sam Darnold's left, and nobody knows what to expect from J.J. McCarthy, which is recipe for surprise, because if that man pans out, which I think he is, I would have drafted him myself personally. Not after, I mean, obviously after Jaden Daniels, but I would have drafted him before.
Talking about Jake McCarthy?
Yeah, before Caleb Williams personally.
Be cool, nigga.
Just me. And I think this is going to shock a lot of people, and they might win 11 to 12 games just with a rookie quarterback. I think Jefferson's going to have a good season, and I think so is the other guy. What's his name?
Hey, no doubt about it. The guy looked absolutely amazing in preseason. I know it's preseason, but I mean, rookies ain't supposed to come out and look that good.
Hey, like I said, if you remember last year, he beat out Sam Darnold before he got hurt, and look how Sam Darnold ended up playing. So,
Yeah, that must mean something.
that is a threat to me. That looks like,
That
sounds
is a
like, smells
stud.
like, and feels like a threat. So I think it is.
They might have a
Those are
stud
the teams
there.
I would watch out for. Watch out for Minnesota and watch out for Cleveland because they actually
And
have
the fact that he
a good
wasn't even
roster,
supposed to go up that
respectively.
high.
Huh?
The fact that he wasn't even supposed to get drafted that high from mock drafts. McCarthy, they had him go like.
Oh no, I knew he was going to get drafted high. I just didn't know to what team. I don't listen to those mock drafts because when there are enough quarterbacks for the taking,
Yeah, you gotta take it.
they reach and reach and reach and
I
reach
mean,
till
you
there's
ha-
no tomorrow.
I feel like you have to though. If you
The
don't
only reason
have
they
one,
didn't do it this year was
if you
because
don't
there wasn't that much to pick from.
if you don't have one, you gotta try one. You gotta try to get one. Whether it be the first round, second round, third round, but you gotta get one. People be like, "Oh, why you drafted him in the third round?" And it's a third round. It's a third round pick. It could pan out as a quarterback. It could pan out as a cornerback. It could pan out as a lineman. There's a lot of things it could pan out as.
And it doesn't matter if you reach, as long as if you reach, you hit.
Exactly.
If you reach and don't hit, then your job's on the line.
Yeah,
But
exactly. That's the
they're
problem.
gonna second guess you every now and then. But if you reach and hit especially on the quarterback, you're good. You're good. And I think Minnesota's hit on it, and we'll see if Cleveland has hit on it.
But man, some of these guys really fumbled a lot of picks for some of these quarterbacks that just didn't pan out to be.
Like Will Howard and the Pittsburgh Steelers. What did the dude from Oklahoma, the dude from Alabama go to?
Seattle.
That's right, Seattle. So, but I don't know if Seattle has a.
I'm not gonna lie, that kid either like. So this is what I would say: if he doesn't pan out as a quarterback, he could play somewhere else in the NFL. He's a football player.
Thing is, I don't know if Seattle has the roster to compete with a rookie quarterback. That's because I don't think he's pro ready.
But I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna start.
I don't think he's pro ready. That's my
Yeah,
point
no,
exactly.
yeah.
I don't think he's pro ready. So
It's gonna take some time. It's gonna
for a not pro ready quarterback to start in that roster, I don't see them going to the playoffs.
He's just so like people look at him and they're like, this guy's super athletic, and he is.
Because I think the Niners
Yeah.
will return to form this year. I think a lot of injuries and a lot of just of the same players. I think they just like, you know what, let's just take some of these guys out and rebuild, refresh, and get pretty back to normal. I think the Niners are going to have a good season. The Rams are going to have a good season. Who knows what you're going to have with the Cardinals? They are a question mark, but the bad question mark. They're the question mark where are they? Is this Kyler's last year as a quarterback for the Cardinals? Kind of question mark because I don't think anybody predicts the Cardinals to make the playoffs. So that's why I don't have them as the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Dallas Cowboys.
They
who
are
actually
one of my
have
sleepers,
a
though.
playoff roster. They just have quarterback issues.
They are one of my sleepers though.
Who the Cardinals? Not to me.
Yeah, one of them like barely get in, but they'll get in.
I expect the Cardinals to start like 7-3 or something like that, and then finish the season 9-10. Oh, 9 and whatever, or is it 9-7, 9-8 now?
Yeah, but they
9 and
got
8.
such a good tight end, and they're not bad at running the ball. They have a good wide receiver in Marvin Harrison.
But
do
they
need
got
a number two.
Call of
but-
Duty Kyler.
Yeah, but even him, like, he's inconsistent as hell. But when he got it going,
Yeah, he's
doing
got it
some
going until the
games.
new Call of Duty comes out in November, and that's when he goes down.
that is true.
That's why I said they're gonna start like 7-3 and then still miss the playoffs.
I mean,
and
they
then go
didn't
9-8.
start off that great this year anyway. So
He did though.
yeah, he was decent, I would say.
No, he started off. They were saying he
The
was
first 3 games.
No, the first 5 or 6 because I remember it was like week 6 or something like that. We were talking about MVP candidates. He was there because the Call of Duty came out around October, and that's when shit started going down. Yep, right on schedule. But I don't remember what their record was. But I just remember that he was an
Hey,
MVP
maybe he'll
candidate at the time.
Maybe he'll stay more focused this year and stay the fuck
I
up for that.
doubt it. I doubt
But
it.
I don't wanna put my money on that. just yet.
I wouldn't either.
Be cool, nigga.
I would put money on that just yet.
Yes. I think the Cardinals are gonna. They're probably gonna miss the playoffs more than likely. Pittsburgh, we don't know if they're gonna have Aaron Rodgers or not. We're waiting to see, or if they're gonna trust Will Howard. We'll see. And then the Dallas Cowboys.
I have a
Who
question
knows
for
what
you.
Dak Prescott's gonna show up?
I have a question for you though. Detroit or Washington? Who's gonna have a better record?
I'll sell Detroit.
You say Detroit. You say our division's harder?
No, it's not that. It's just because Detroit's just more experienced and has a better roster still.
And we don't know who their coach is. I mean, well, we know Dan Quinn, but I'm saying like this. I think he's better, but he's just too aggressive for me. But Quinn is fire. That team's gonna be hell.
I don't respect Quinn. I don't respect Quinn after that Atlanta 28-3 shit.
Yeah.
But
damn, but that's crazy.
He's
that
pretty
you
damn
say
good
that.
coach.
That's crazy. That he is, but he does get blown out a lot. Damn. Now you mentioned that.
yeah, to me, it's not even about getting blown out. It's just the fact that the matter is that he's made some questionable mistakes in some big games. Let's just leave it at that.
Do you think you saw any of that in that game against the Eagles?
No. I just thought the Eagles were a better team.
Yeah.
You guys were too loaded, and you were at home. And it was snowing. There was no way you guys were gonna lose that game.
No, I don't think it was snowing. Not that one. That was the Rams.
That was a Rams game. They all look alike. But
They all lost.
who to you I saw the post and I thought I saved it, but I didn't. The let's say give me your top 5 most complete or best rosters in the QFL. Because I got Eagles, Ravens. I've got Detroit,
I think Washington's a complete.
Buffalo,
I think Washington's complete too.
and Kansas City.
I'm not sure about Kansas City.
They retooled in the offseason, broski. They retooled with some signings, and they also
but now Kelsey's
drafted.
coming back after that year he had. Is this going to be a bounce back year, or we just like
Yeah, but they're not.
plugging and playing another tight end?
They're not weak at tight end. They just don't. They just don't have the old Travis Kelce anymore.
Yeah.
That's the difference. But a lot of teams have some weaknesses where they don't have a secondary. They don't have an O line. They don't have a D line. They don't have a linebackers. They don't have wide receivers. They don't have a running game, and some don't have quarterbacks.
I think Washington's up there.
But Washington has some problems. They don't have a secondary still. It's yet to be seen. They don't have much of an O line like that. They don't have much of a D line like that. And special teams is atrocious. They don't get too many kick returns. They're one of the worst in the teams in that. And also,
I would say their D line. I don't know about their O line. I think their O line's pretty decent.
I don't know. They can't run it well against good teams. We'll see this year, but last year I didn't see that. Meanwhile, Detroit can, Buffalo can, Kansas City can, we can.
Buffalo. I don't think Kansas City runs the ball that well.
Well, Pacheco was hurt.
Yeah.
Their main starter was hurt, but when they have their main, yes, they do.
I don't know. I feel like I'm missing a team.
Well, cycle through them. We already know it's not the Cincinnati Bengals or the Pittsburgh Steelers. We know it's not Cleveland. We know it's not the Miami Dolphins or the Trash or the Patriots. The Broncos are building a good roster, but it's still improving.
Yeah.
But I like that cornerback that they picked up. The Vegas Raiders have a lot of work to do. The Chargers have weaknesses. You got the Texans, you got the Jaguars, the Colts, and the Tennessee Titans. Nope.
Nah, yeah, you're right.
You could put the Redskins as close to them. The Giants are building something, but not there yet, and neither are the Cowboys. They have questions in a lot of places in their roster. Then we got the Buccaneers. They have a solid roster. They're up there. The Panthers have a lot of work to do. The Saints have a lot of work to do.
As much as we like San Fran, we don't know what we're going to get.
No, we don't know what we're gonna get, but they're still up there. They have a pretty solid roster.
That's what I was thinking about. But I just
the Rams are up there. The Rams are up there, but
the Rams.
but they
Their secondary kind of.
the secondary and the wide receiver core.
Nah, their wide receiver core is
Decent.
yeah, their wide receiver
Is
core is
decent.
pretty damn good. The cool by himself, in my opinion.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking of the Chargers again. You know, it's the Rams. It's the Rams.
McConk.
Yeah.
McConkey.
McConk and nothing else. Seahawks. Yeah, we already talked about that. The Cardinals. They have weaknesses on defense. So yeah, no, I think we got the good right.
Nah, yeah, you're right.
Five.
You're right. KC. Yeah. Philly. Ravens.
Minnesota's up there. Minnesota, Green Bay is up there. Tampa, we already mentioned.
Yeah, Green Bay got a good secondary. I wouldn't say no. So yeah, probably say no. And then they added to that wide receiver core as well. Yeah, they're gonna be tough. That's another team that I feel like people sleeping on. Like last year, they were giving them so much credit. This year, they want to put them through. Like basically say they're not even gonna make the playoffs type shit. They got the Cowboys making. Some of them got the Cowboys making the playoffs, which I could see, but I know Green Bay's gonna be in there. I know Green Bay's gonna be in there because they're gonna be competitive. They're gonna win a lot of games.
Well, let's see. I know for sure. Detroit, Philadelphia.
Yeah. KC.
No, I'm going with the NFC first. Detroit, Philadelphia, Tampa, and
Oh, you're talking about the
LA
team.
Rams are making the playoffs. In the AFC, Ravens, Bills, Chiefs, and Texans are making the playoffs. We have that pretty clear. Those are 8 teams right there. But then there's 3 teams missing on each side. I would guess in the AFC that
I'm gonna say the Broncos.
the Broncos,
I'm gonna say the Broncos.
the Chargers, the Bengals, and for now the Dolphins, I guess.
Dolphins. I was gonna say Cleveland.
And maybe the Jaguars will make a comeback. We'll see. And then in the NFC, you gotta think Minnesota, you gotta think
'Cause of that defense.
Dallas, and you gotta think Washington are in the mix for sure.
Oh yeah. I know they're in the mix,
But I actually forget Dallas. I would say Green Bay over Dallas. I trust Green Bay over Dallas
that's
right
what I'm
now.
saying.
So.
Like, to me, it's like, yeah, we know Dallas is good when they're healthy and whatnot. But what have you done for me lately? That's kind of what it's like. That's what it's giving. It's giving that. Like, what have you done for me lately? Green Bay been in the playoffs the last 2 years. What do you want?
Yeah.
You can't disrespect them.
But a lot of that's to do with the QB injury.
Yeah.
That's pretty obvious.
But we shall see who he
We
comes
shall
back to
see.
be.
And then I have a thing I saw here.
Uh-oh.
Is 20th century ringless team versus the 21st century ringless team. So you got John Stockton, Reggie, Elgin Baylor, Charles Barkley, and then Patrick Ewing versus Chris Paul, Iverson, Vince Carter, Melo, and Joel Embiid.
What 5 am I taking?
I'm taking the 20th century. I don't trust Embiid and I don't trust Chris Paul. I trust Iverson, Carter,
That's
and
true.
Melo.
That's true.
I trust all the other guys in the 20th century team. John Stockton doesn't choke.
That's
Reggie Miller
true.
doesn't. Elgin Baylor doesn't. Charles Barkley doesn't. And Patrick Ewing doesn't. All right. Chris Paul not only chokes, he's a bitch. And then Joel Embiid, he's special. He's special.
Special only when you get on that court.
Yeah, but I got clutch with Reggie Miller.
Yeah.
I got the all-time leader in steals and assists. At
You got
point
one of
guard.
the best rebounders.
I got one of the best rebounders of all time and one of the greatest perimeter defenders of all time, and then I got one of the greatest all-around scorers of all time in Elgin Baylor.
Even though we like Carter.
And I got the most clutch player in this entire list.
That's what made me like think about it. I was like, Carter's there. Wait, hold on. No, I can't do it. I still can't do it.
Who do you say is more clutch, Reggie Miller or
Come on, man.
Carmelo
Are we
Anthony?
doing this for real?
It's Reggie
Are
Miller.
we doing this for real?
It's Miller time, baby. It's Reggie Miller.
That wasn't even a serious question.
Carmelo Anthony's never even made an NBA Finals.
I'm sorry, bro.
I love you, Melo, but you ain't Reggie. Reggie was better.
I fuck with you. I do.
Reggie was better.
You're
However,
of my blood, believe me.
argument could be made. Melo's not even the best scorer in that list. I think Iverson.
The best scorer on the
Yeah.
list. Nah, it's Iverson. By that's what made me think about 21st century. Just for a second, I was like, hey, all right, Carter? Damn.
Yeah.
That's tough. Melo too? Nah, but I can't do it. I can't do it because when I need a rebound, this guy's gonna be hurt. And he's gonna be out there just getting every fucking rebound over everybody. Nah, fuck no. I'm going with the 20s. Sorry. Can't do it.
Yeah. And I got 3 elite shooters, and Elgin, Reggie, and Stockton. Stockton didn't hit the
Yeah.
40, 90, 50 club, but he was pretty close to it.
Hell yeah.
He was 40% from 3-point line.
And,
That's all that matters.
and one of the best decision makers of all time.
Yeah.
So
Him and Patrick, that pick and roll would be a nightmare for y'all to fathom. Fuck Chris Paul. The only reason, man, if they would have put,
the only reason he's on that list is because he's one of the best assist guys.
if they would have put,
He's one of the best point guards, but not in the playoffs. This guy in the playoffs was just, he was always hurt or some always have. Oh, the nigga would play good too. That's the crazy shit. He'd have where he's playing good and then all of a sudden they'd be like, oh, Chris Paul out for ankle injury or hamstring. Nigga, can you stay healthy one playoff? Never. Never seen it. I've never seen it.
I would have put someone like
Never seen it. I've never seen it.
Brunson or Trey Young or even Luka over Chris Paul. I don't know why they have Vince Carter there. I would have put like T-Mac or James Harden maybe.
Well, T-Mac get hurt too.
James Harden would be better in there than Vince Carter.
Yeah, but you're probably right about that one.
But Chris Paul got to go. I don't know why they put Chris Paul there. He's got to go. He has. Listen, all he's good for is to be the president of the NBA Players Association.
What's up, King James?
What's up, King Jamie? My Knicks lost, man. That's it. It's over. Now it's back to football mode. Fuck basketball now. Fuck the N3A and all those meth thing. Heroin addicts shooting up in their veins in front of ladies and children in a nationally televised game. Now it's time to see a motherfucker complain because he didn't get the ball 5 extra times against, I don't know, the Kansas City Chiefs. Now it's time to see the referees back up and save Pat Mahomes every time we lay a finger on him.
Nah, I think that's dead.
No, it's not dead. It wasn't dead with Tom Brady. Ain't gonna be dead anytime soon for Mahomes. You guys got lucky on that one time when you guys sacked him and caused a fumble, and then your boy came and hit him afterwards. You guys got lucky on that one.
I know.
They would call it.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I have to like. Maybe a little bit of that is like.
Yeah.
A passing of the torch, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you see Jalen Hurts' numbers against Pat Mahomes? Like, look at Pat Mahomes' numbers and look at Jalen Hurts.
No, I know, but that has nothing to do with the fact that you guys got away with the call that they did.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like it was like a passing of the torch. Like,
they never let us do that to them. But we are a little physical. We are. I know we aim to hurt.
Look at Jay.
There are no excuses. I'm not saying that that's why Mahomes is good. I'm just saying that it's time to relive all that again.
He said, "Oh, Jeebus."
We got to relive through all that again. We got to relive through people saying that Josh Allen is better than everybody else. We gotta live with everybody saying that the Cowboys are gonna win the Super Bowl again. I'm not going through the excuses. I'm just going through the shit that you have to go through every NFL season. That's all. Whether it's true or not doesn't matter. The fact is, I'm gonna hear it in the bars. I'm gonna hear it on YouTube. I'm gonna hear it while I'm watching the game. I'm gonna hear it when I'm not watching the
You're
game.
gonna hear it from your friend.
Whether I like it or not, is the fact it is. It comes with.
I think this might be our year. I think this might be our year, guys.
We're gonna laugh at the New York trash. At least we get to do that. We get to laugh at the New York trash. We get to laugh at the Cowboys. At least we got that. We get to I don't know, KJ. I don't know if you've been seeing, but they've been underrating you guys a lot. Like, let me show you. Do I still have it?
Yeah, it's disrespectful.
Where was it? No, I think I took it away. Oh, no, I didn't. Look at the predictions for, this is from CBS. Look at the predictions. They have the Kansas City Chiefs only winning 10 games. And I see them having the look at number 5, the Cincinnati Bengals, 12-5. I think that's completely the exact opposite. I think you guys are going to be the ones at 12-5 at least. And the Bengals at 10-7 at best.
Yeah, because I don't even see that.
I don't see.
Maybe 9. I'll give them 9 games.
I don't see the Cincinnati Bengals.
Unless that offensive line does a whole 360.
But the consensus is.
I wouldn't even say 180.
I'm waiting to see what the Vegas odds is for you guys to win the Super Bowl. But it looks like the consensus going around in a lot of circles is that they expect a below average year for Kansas City. I don't see the Chargers winning the division over you guys.
King Jamie.
And not only that, they have the Chargers and the Broncos having a better record in your division. That's just not happening.
King Jamie, the only motivation y'all need is the one that ass whooping that we gave y'all last year. That should be your motivation.
Well, you guys play them like week 2 or something, so I wouldn't get too cocky if I were you.
I don't care about that. I don't care if we lose that game.
I would.
Why?
Because you can't talk more shit for too much longer.
We're still the champs. What are you talking about?
That was last year. That's what they're gonna say. This is this year.
I don't give a fuck. We whooped your ass when it really mattered.
Yeah.
About that shit.
A year ago.
Week 2.
A year ago. You gotta do it again now.
Week 2.
Yeah, but I don't remember the pundits predicting you guys to have a 10-7 record, and the Broncos and the Chargers to have a better record than you guys in your own division.
They had y'all up.
This year's a little. They've hit the turbo button on the below average for you guys. I think it's because of what the Philadelphia did. I think it's because of the Super Bowl's big beatdown that they're doing. Okay, the Chiefs are gonna lay down now. It's time for them to retool and rebuild. Nah, I don't think so. I think they're gonna win like 12 games, 12-5. They're gonna win their division, but they're not gonna be number 1 in the AFC. That's gonna be the Bills because they have the easiest fucking schedule.
They really do have an easy schedule, though. That's another thing that.
But if somehow my Ravens have a better record than they do, they should be ashamed of themselves.
Not only do they have the easy schedule, but everybody that they face that's top echelon is at home. So it's like, what the fuck? I wish. I mean, you would think the champions would get that type of, you know what I'm saying? But they're like, nah, you guys got to face the gauntlet. You ever done that in Madden?
Of course.
The gauntlet?
But they got Philadelphia with a number 1 record. That could happen, but judging how the NFC East goes, something tells me the Washington Commanders are going to have the best record. And Philadelphia's going to probably be like 1 game beneath them and be the 5th seed because of it.
Yeah, it'll probably be like Washington. I think it'll probably be Washington.
It ain't going to be the Cowboys.
We just don't repeat. We don't usually repeat.
But you could be the first one to repeat in 20-something years. We'll never know.
We could.
The AFC North is ours to lose.
Cleveland. Nope. Not better than y'all.
Cleveland, Cincinnati, and Pittsburgh.
Nope. Neither one.
we're supposed to wreck that division and watch them still pull up a fight. Well, I don't even know Joe Burrow well, but Schittsburg and the others. Well, if they would stop shoving Taylor fucking Swift on your fucking TV every time you watch a Chiefs game, maybe they wouldn't feel like that. That all started with Taylor Swift, not because you guys were winning, because you guys were already winning before that happened and nobody really hated you. But when Taylor Swift started dating your boy,
it got worse.
I
won't say it wasn't bad, because there were moments where we'd be like, how the fuck did the ref just call that? That was blatantly not.
And the referee's helping doesn't help either.
But the fucking Taylor Swift shit, that shit put it like over the motherfucker. Nobody like they had memes of her like they said she looked like an ironing board and shit. She don't got no backside, bro. I don't know how she shit laying down. Yo, she is skinny.
And then
I thought I was skinny. I was like, nah.
And then you had her in the Super Bowl next to Ice Spice with the upside down cross. That's just not gonna fly, bro.
Oh,
that's just not gonna fly.
Niggas definitely gonna think it's rigged. They're like, nah, hell nah. They doing
the
some
Devils
naughty
with
shit over here.
the Devils with the Chiefs. You're the Devils team now, bro. All because of Taylor Swift. Now watch some Diddy shit come out, and one of you guys are gonna be called to the trial very soon because you guys are the champions. That's what comes with it.
And y'all wear red? Oh no,
I'm sure one of y'all were in a Diddy party. There's no way Diddy don't party with champions. I just hope it wasn't Andy Reid. It's a lot of baby oil.
Finish him.
Oh shit! No way, dog. That's terrible.
Big Red.
It better not be.
Big Red.
Please no. Get your ass over here. We ain't through, Playboy.
Whoa, hey yo, big pause on that. Shoot.
Be cool, nigga.
That's some shit he was saying. What the fuck you talking about?
Nah.
Okay. You ain't been watching.
There's no
you
way.
ain't been listening to these trials.
There's no way Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey hasn't been to a Diddy party.
Oh my God.
Taylor Swift was there. It was her idea. Travis Kelsey and Patrick Mahomes were just football players that were invited to something they had no idea
what was gonna happen. Okay. Oh, what's going on in this room? Oh, that's nice. All right, let's go ahead.
Yep.
Oh shit. Is that Diddy? Oh yeah, what's that? All right. Yeah, tell him we came by. Yeah, we out here.
We know Odell Beckham was in there.
Oh my God.
We know Odell Beckham was in there, and he caught everything.
Yes.
He caught everything. Nothing slipped through that man's hands. Big pause.
Facts. Fact. Well, you know he had a salad bar over there or something.
Yeah.
I'm sure he had like.
Tom Brady's ex-wife was in one of those parties for sure. She definitely was invited. She most definitely was invited. Ray Lewis would never, ever find himself in a place like that.
Hell no. God-fearing man.
Or Ed Reed.
What the hell's wrong with y'all?
They would never do that.
Brian Dawkins. Never.
But Ray Rice would.
You crazy.
Ray Rice would.
He'd be beating somebody up in the corner.
That's Diddy's bitch right there.
He'd be beating somebody in the corner.
That's Diddy's right-hand man is Ray Rice.
Jesus.
Ray Rice will definitely be in there.
They basically beat somebody up the same exact way.
Yep.
Golly.
Take
Drag Cassie ass, and he's dragging. Damn, that was crazy. Pull that bitch out the elevator.
Well, I appreciate y'all tuning in. We're going to sign out here at the 50-minute mark. We will be back on Monday to make our NBA Finals prediction and talk some more football. We are the Pressure Podcast. It means to perform, react, and dual using strategies in sports under rigorous environments, motherfucker.
Give me a hell yeah!
King Jamie, we appreciate you again. This is the Pressure Podcast where viewer has saved. You have a webcam. I could send you a link so we could put you on a little screen right here. Hop on the mic, talk your shit.
Finish him!
So then motherfuckers